Senator, first, what is your evaluation about Joe Biden's first 100 days?
President Biden has had a remarkably productive first 100 days. He has been relentlessly focused on two goals: getting as many vaccines in as many American arms as possible and getting relief checks in as many American pockets as possible. 150 million Americans out of about 330 million have received a stimulus check that's helped them with paying past due rent or with helping support their children's schools or buy food for their family. And now more than 200 million vaccine doses have been administered. About 94 million Americans are fully vaccinated. That's moved us to a place where we can now begin talking about a bold investment in rebuilding our infrastructure, in reinvesting in us as a country. Whether it's tonight he will talk about childcare and daycare, community college, schools, and opportunity. In his most recent package, he was talking about infrastructure and the things we need to rebuild our country. I think you'll hear an optimistic and positive speech tonight from a president who is genuinely rooted in the United States, who believes in us and is optimistic about our future.
A lot of historians are comparing him to Franklin Roosevelt. Do you believe that he can have the potential to be there?
He can. Here's two ways in which I think he is similar, both his views and his time. FDR became president in the depths of the Great Depression, a time when the United States was in its worst economic shape ever. And FDR was someone who, although raised in privilege, had been really knocked down by polio. He really understood what it meant to suffer. And so that made him a very compassionate president. President Biden, he served here in the Senate for 36 years. He has suffered through tremendous personal losses. He is a very compassionate president, but he also understands the moment we're in, a moment of national division because of historical racial inequality, a moment of real challenge because of the pandemic and climate change, and a moment of real opportunity. So he believes in us as the American people, and I think he will encourage us tonight to invest in us as the American people.
What are you be watching the most tonight? What would you like to see tonight?
What I like to see? I would like to see Democrats and Republicans standing and applauding for a president who is calling for unity. And more than anything, I'd like to see us, when we get back to the floor of the Senate, then take up some of the bills he is asking us to consider and moving them forward on a bipartisan basis.
Talking about the bills, immigration, just my last question, okay? Immigration and the two packages that he just announced, one today and other. What do you think are the chances to pass in the Senate?
I think it is very likely that a bipartisan infrastructure package that reinvests in roads and bridges and highways and tunnels, that can pass. And I think there is a special process here by which Democrats only can pass some of his investments in daycare and childcare and colleges. I think it is likely that those will pass. Immigration reform will be more difficult. I am part of a group of senators of both parties meeting about immigration. We have to fix our broken immigration system, but it has been politically very difficult for the 10 years I've been.
Also guns and police reform.